Hi, it's the 25th of March, Wednesday the 25th of March. We're going to go through some Tai Chi practice here. So not everybody who watches this may be very familiar with me, so I'll go from the basics through to something a little deeper. The plan is that we'll train for half an hour. This is the first one, so just seeing how it works. Checking out the camera angles and all of that, such as they are, and then uploading the files and all of this, what have you. It will be on YouTube later today. So, okay, we'll find the foot position, put the feet together, spin on the heels of the feet, spin on the balls of the feet, and that gives you a two-hand span position between the center line of the feet, with the outside edges of the feet parallel and forward. And then, very importantly, we'll just begin the closing down. So take a really good in-breath, fill the lungs. And on the out-breath, we can close down in the mind, that superficial part, as if going to sleep inside yourself, melting down through the chest and trunk, melting down through the legs, and find the connection onto the ground, the foot pressure. And then another really good in-breath, fill the lungs. Awareness on the crown of the head, and on the out-breath, take the awareness down through the brain. Give yourself that strong suggestion to close down and go to sleep inside yourself. Melting down through the chest and trunk, melting through the buttocks, hips, thighs, down through to the feet, and listening to the foot pressure. And third time, a really good in-breath, fill the lungs. The out-breath, taking the mind down through the brain, the closing down, as if go to sleep inside yourself. Melting the chest, trunk, melting down through the legs. Find the foot pressure, connection onto the ground, and we'll begin the first loosening exercise. So from the feet, pull the mind up through to the crown of the head and let the arms lift to shoulder height. Mind to the left foot as you turn to the right, out breath, and a good in breath. Mind to the right foot as you turn to the left. So we'll do the first few quite slowly. Make a good in-breath or each lifting, and a gentle, slow out-breath for the sinking. Again, part of the closing down process, because we don't want to be training in the superficial part of the mind. We want to close that part of the mind down and awaken a deeper part. So really good in-breath, and long, slow, gentle out-breath. So these first few cycles can be a little slower than normal. Then we begin to listen in and around the waist, in and around the pelvic area, for the largest internal movements, the waves that ripple through the body. So listening for a slight lifting, a falling, of course a twisting wave, turning, and then the shifting from side to side. So of course we know these as the longitudinal, transverse and torsional waves rippling through the body. So concentrating fully in and around the waist. Listen for the very smooth movements of the waist. And then we take the mind down through the leg that we're about to sink into. And specifically we listen down through the quad, the knee and into the foot. So each time we listen into the quad, knee and foot. So this should mean that when the big twisting wave comes in the body, it doesn't pull the knee in, or at least you should make an attempt to keep the knee open so that the pressure in the feet remains flat on the soles of the feet, but towards the heel and towards the outside edge of the foot. So good smooth wave of lifting and sinking. Of course we pull the mind up in the lifting, mind down in the sinking. Organise the lower back so that the sacrum drops every time you're sinking to the leg. The sacrum's dropping, so we say the lower back is opening. And then in the final moments of that, the shoulder blades flow down to cause the thoracic area and the back of the neck to change shape. So we want that flowing down in the last moments that really increases the foot pressure or the waist pressure, causes the quad to open, because the lower back is being pressed down through the spine, compressing, and the shoulder blades dropping. So really make a change in the upper body in the final moments. Of course, the arms lift to shoulder height, etc., etc. Maybe I'll do something a little more for the really super new people, but everybody here should know more or less the loosening exercises. And we can use the good in-breath and the good out-breath. Remember, there are 3 things that we can do to really help to make sure the immune system is very efficient. And that's the good breaths, oxygenating the system, moving in smooth waves that open and close the clusters of lymph nodes, move the fluids through the body that don't have a pump, the lymphatic fluids, the spinal fluids. And then of course we'll do the 8 paths, maybe we'll do the 5 clouds. The 8 paths, the meditation that drives energy through the nervous system. We'll change to the second loosening exercise. So the feet shouldn't really have changed place. They should still be the 2 handspans, outside edges of the feet parallel and forward. So take a really good in-breath, fill the lungs. And on the out-breath, take the mind down through the body for the 4 half-arm swings. And we pull up, make sure the hips open in the lifting, right the way through to the crown of the head. And then down through the spine, lower back, knees, find the pressure building in the feet. And then we pull up again, smooth wave of lifting. So we can take the mind up in the lifting, of course. The mind down through the spine, lower back, knees into the foot pressure, and waist pressure for the longer train. Smooth waves of lifting and falling. And you can use the good in-breath on the lifting and the long, gentle, slow out-breath on the sinking. So as I say, we won't spend long on the loosenings today. We'll just go through the basics. It's a little while since we've all met. Actually, even my regular students I haven't seen now for a week and a half, so that's unusual. And some people now are joining our little video group who I haven't seen for a long time. So this is just a little reminder. Helps me test everything out and all the rest of it. So mainly pulling the mind up and a good in-breath in the lifting. Mind down through the spine, lower back, into the feet. Foot pressure developing, waist pressure developing. Hips open in the lifting. Lower back opens in the sinking. We change to the third loosening exercise. So get the good waves of movement between the foot and the hip going, and then we overlay the upper body on top of that. So a good wave of sinking into the leg that pulls the rear arm through, and then a sitting away from the leg, the leg that pulls through the front arm. So try to get that good stretch through both arms simultaneously. Complex exercise because of the simultaneous nature of what's happening. So we're just looking for concentration in and around the spine, big twisting wave through the trunk of the body. Come to Tai Chi and give yourself a nice massage. It's like getting openings and closings. When I stop the exercise to talk, you should keep going, by the way. So just keep going. Smooth twisting waves through the body. opening and closing the lymph nodes, the clusters of lymph nodes, and pumping the fluids that otherwise would remain stagnant around the body. It's got to be good for the health of the body. And relax. We'll do the fourth loosening exercise. A really good wave of lifting, in breath. And then the mind down through the spine, lower back, falls away, spine lengthens, shoulder blades drop, elbows drop, wrists drop. Find the foot pressure in the hips opening a little. Pull up through to the back of the neck, crown of the head. Good in breath. The out breath, the flowing down, mind down through the spine, lower back, knees into the feet. Find the foot pressure. Pull up again. Mind down, center down. Find a wave of stability that supports the body. And from the feet, pull up through to the crown of the head, hands open, like reading a book. Mind down through the spine, lower back changes, shoulder blades drop, hips open, and the hands fill. We'll bend the knees, and then begin to straighten the legs. As much movement in the shoulder girdle as you can manage. Bend the knees, unfurl the spine, concentrate fully in the spine. Connect to the right foot, pressing away from the right foot, turn the left toes in, over and down to the back foot, flow down and into the centre, and shoulder blades drop. Send the mind out from the rear hip, and only now settle to the front foot. Find the front foot and the sense into the spine. Sit a long way back through the spine. Good in breath, over and down to the back foot, flow down and into the centre so the shoulder blades drop, rear hip opens, chest opens, as if the mind going out wants to pull you forward. And only now settle to the front foot. Pull the mind up and back, over and down to the back foot, flow down and into the centre, shoulder blades dropping, hip opens, chest opens, send the mind out, settle to the front foot. We'll sit back on this one. We can cover these in more detail a little later, so this is a little bit of a test for the setup of the camera and all the rest of it. Over and down to the left foot, right foot even. Flow down and into the centre so the rear hip opens. Settle to the front foot, sense into the spine, sit a long way back. Over and down to the back foot, flow down and into the centre. Rear knee, lower back, shoulder blades all changing. And only now settle to the front foot. Push back through the spine, over and down to the back foot. Flow down and into the centre, shoulder blades dropping and the rear hip opens. It should change the shape of the upper body. Settle to the front foot. Pull the mind back, up and over and down. Just describing the line with my finger, we don't usually move the fingers. Just keep going, press out of the front foot. Over and down to the back foot, flowing into the centre. Hip opens, chest opens. Settle to the front foot. We'll sit back on this one. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and sink. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and sink. Okay, I'm going to go quite quickly through the short form, and then we'll do the meditation. So it will be quite quick. Through the form, but then we'll slow it down as we get used to things, add more detail in as and when. So I'll do it with my back to the camera, just move my floor about a bit. Move it with the back to the camera, so it'd be just like being in a class, I suppose. So, there we go. So we'll give it a go. Heels together. Take a really good in-breath. Mind to the right foot, stepping out. Over and down to the left foot, adjusting the right foot. Settle to both feet. Smooth wave of lifting. Mind down, centre down. Shoulders, elbows, wrists down. Turn to the right, pressing away from the right foot. Turn the left toes in, over and down to the back foot. Move over the foot, turning to the left, pulling through the left arm. Move into the what is the front foot that will become the back foot, slowly sinking down and forward. Settle to the front foot, sit a long way back, over and down to the back foot, hip opens, chest opens, hands filled. Sit back through the stretching arms, move in through the stretching arms, settle to the front foot to sit back and turn, sit away from the left foot, turning to the right, single whip, over and down to the back foot. Raise hands, shoulder stroke, flow down and into the centre. Turning the right toes in as you settle to the right foot. Stork spreads its wings, brush, knee and twist step. Flow down and into the centre, play guitar. Brush, knee and twist step. Sit back, step up, block, parry, punch. So I'm having to take some slightly shorter steps because of the space. Apparent closing, moving for the press, sit back and turn. End of the first section, I just adjust my position, flowing to the right foot, turning to the left, spiral up and out, carry tiger to mountain. Sit a long way back, pull back, press, sit back for the push, sit back and turn for the single whip. Press away from the left foot, turning to the right. Diagonal single whip. Sit a long way back. Stepping left, step round with the right. Fist under elbow. Repulse monkey. Flow down and into the back foot. Repulse monkey. Flow down and into the back foot. Spiral up and out to the right. Stepping left. Spiral up and out to the left, stepping right. Spiral up and out to the right, stepping left. I'm going to turn on this one. I'm going to move forward a touch for the slanting flying. Over and down to wave hands like clouds. Sinking to the right leg, step left. Really good in breath and settling to the left foot. Step in with the right. Over and down to the right foot, half a step out with the left. Over and down to the left foot, half a step in. That's the seagulls squawking outside, and nice to hear. Returning to the transitional single whip. And single whip. I'll just move back. Snake creeps down. You might have more space than me, but the camera sort of runs out of an angle. Sit a long way back, let the left arm lengthen, over and down to the left foot, sinking to the back leg, stepping, sinking to the back leg, close to the corner, right hand lifts as you step back, turning to the left, turn back to the right, spiral up and out to the left corner, turning to the right, shoulder blades drop, looking for the kick. Hips are turning to the left, right and left on the ball, heel and ball of the left foot. Then adjust the left foot, spiral up and out to the right corner, turning back, stretching through the left arm, shoulder blades drop for the kick. Small turn to the left and then drop to the right, stepping. I'm going to step back, spiral up and out, shoulder blades drop for the kick. Brush, knee and twist step. Flow down and into the centre, hip opens. Brush, knee and twist step. Flow down and into the centre. Sit a long way back. Step, bend and punch. Sitting back for the grass bird's tail. Ward off. Pull back. Move in for the press. Sit back for the push. Sit back through the long arms, stretching, turning to the left. Sit back. Single whip. Four corners. I'm going to take a step because of running out of space. Sit back for the four corners. Slowly turning in the back foot. Shoulder blades drop. Settle to the front foot. Sit back through the spine. Turning to the right. Step back. Step in with the right. Flow down and into the back foot. Sit back and the left hand lengthens, dropping into the hip, moving to the right foot, turning left. Third corner. Sit a long way back through the spine, right hand to the hip, turning right, step back. Sit back and step with the right, flowing to the back foot. Sit back and the arms lengthen, move in and they fold. Ward off left. Grass bird's tail, ward off. Pull back. Press. Sit back for the push. Sit back and turn. Single whip. I'm going to take a step. Snake creeps down. Step up to form 7 stars. Retreat to right tiger. Small turn to the right, turn to the left. We step round. Circle. Stepping. Sit a long way back for the preparation to shoot tiger with bow. Sit back and turn. Stepping through a small turn left before we spiral up and out to the right. Concentrating the right foot, stepping through, adjusting the back foot for the punch. Sit a long way back. So that's the conclusion of the short form. We'll just do the meditation. I'm going to keep it around the half hour, as I said. Just first one, I'm getting used to it all. It's a bit strange. We'll see how it goes. So take a really good in-breath, fill the lungs. And draw the awareness to the crown of the head. And on the out-breath, take the awareness down through the brain, closing down. Go to sleep inside yourself, melting down through the chest and trunk. Find the pressure in the seat and spread the awareness out into the room, then beyond the room into the streets around. And with a gentle in-breath, pull the awareness back from the outer world, back to yourself, lower dantian. And then a good in-breath, draw the awareness to the crown of the head again. And the out-breath, come down through the brain, the closing down through the chest and trunk, melting the body. If that genuinely happens, if the body genuinely melts, you'll find a pressure in the seat. Spread the awareness out into the room. Beyond the room to the sounds of I can hear the cars passing by and seagulls and what have you. Then we withdraw from that, leaving it distant. Pull the awareness back to yourself, to the lower dantian, with a gentle in-breath. And on the out-breath, fall into the dreaming state, the daydreaming mind. It's cut off from the outer world, cut off from the body. In that mind state, it can take you anywhere. Then we'll wake up again, a really good in-breath. Awareness to the crown of the head. Come down through the brain, the closing down through the chest and trunk, melting the body, pressure in the seat. Spread the awareness out into the room, then beyond the room. Pull back from that, pull back to yourself, the lower dantian. Good in-breath. And on the out-breath, fall into that inner space that represents your inner world. Unfathomably deep space that you allow to represent your inner world. When we touch into the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, we're looking for tingling, fullness and warmth. With full concentration, You could even put a little energy into the hands and feet so the warmth and fullness increase. Then spread the awareness around the hands and feet and take the awareness smoothly and slowly up through the ankles and wrists, up through the lower arms and legs, up through to the knees and elbows, capturing the sense of warmth and fullness up through the upper arms, upper legs, up through to the hip joints and the shoulder joints. And then sense fully back into the forelimbs, filled with a thick warm liquid, surrounded by the heat field that they are. Then take a sense of that thick warm heat field from the shoulders up through the neck to surround the head. And then take that cloud of sensing awareness down from the head, down through the neck, down through the chest and trunk, down to the base between the legs. Concentrate fully in and around the base. Good in-breath is gathering a cloud of light at the base between the legs. And then remain concentrated at that, the base between the legs. And now we'll just do the microcosmic orbit. So concentrate fully at the base and then pull the mind like a stream of light round to the sacrum that rises through to the lower back, in and around the spine, pulling it up the spine in such a way that the spine energizes, through to the back of the neck, crown of the head. And on the out breath, take the line of light like a liquid cloud of light, that stream of light that flows over the face, over the chest, throat, pulls in and around the base. We'll do that twice more. Pull strongly round to the sacrum, pulling up through the spine from the base right the way through between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, crown of the head. And the out breath, the flowing down over the front center line of the face, over the chest, over the abdomen, pulling at the base. For a third time, form the intention to lift and pull strongly round to the sacrum. A really big effort inside yourself. So in such a way that the spine is energized as you pull the mind up through to the crown of the head. The out breath of flowing down the front center line, over the face, throat, chest, abdomen. Concentrate at the base. For now, we'll let the cloud of light expand out from the lower dantian. So this is in and around the base up to the lower dantian. Expand out around the body. We touch back into the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. We're looking for tingling, fullness, warmth. Spread that simultaneously through the whole body. So the body is a seething mass of sensations. Tinglings, warmths, fullnesses, warmths, coolnesses. And slowly allow the eyes to open. So that's just about half an hour. We'll make them a bit longer next time perhaps, but I wanted to experiment with everything and see how it works. And if you know people who would like to also see these videos, I'm putting them up unlisted, so only people with the links can see them. Completely free, of course, but I just don't feel that I want to put them out there for, there's lots of naysayers and people who want, we should do it this way, do it that way, and all of that sort of business. I don't really want to get into that at all. This is to help my students, the people who've trained with me a long time, and or who have only just started training even. And so that's the aim of these, is to help people keep something going in these really quite strange times. I'll just remind you, my teacher says that there are 3 things that we do that really helps to put the immune system in a good condition. That's the deep breathing, that's the moving in gentle waves, and the driving energy through the nervous system. So the 8 paths, although we only did the microcosmic orbit today, that drives energy through the nervous system. moving in waves when we open and close the body helps to move fluids around the body that don't normally, well, they don't have a pump, so you have to move the body in such a way, and this really helps the immune system, and of course the deep breathing helps to oxygenate the whole system. So okay, I hope that's worked all right for you, because it's probably as strange for you as it is for me. Stay well, and we'll do another one fairly soon, maybe a little longer. If you send the odd email, or I've started a WhatsApp group, maybe everyone could cluster on that and ask questions or whatever. I'm looking for a little input really to help stimulate the focus of the classes. So, okay, stay well, and I'll see you next time.